Well, welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Brighton 5, Leicester City 2. A woeful performance. We want your views, we want your comments. I think most fans now are going to say Rodgers out. It'd be very hard. We work with Reedy at Leicester Fan TV, who's got his blue tinted specs on. But Sam, where do you want to start with that today? I mean, do you want to start at the end with that fifth goal? We were sat there saying Danny Ward's in the wrong position for the fifth goal. Danny Ward has been just...
Yeah, I
he's
think
terrible.
I think I'll start from the beginning. We scored within a minute, which is great, but even before that, the team selection, which is down to Rodgers, was an awful team selection. And Diddy, not a centre back. Don't play him there. Thomas, Brighton's first goal, he was pulling up his socks and let them run past him. He saw them running and he was still, let me just adjust my socks quickly. Rubbish. You had a pants game today. You should have brought Castagna on at half-time earliest, and he should have started Castagna. And I know it's not the best team we could like with Pereira out, but it's an awful lineup. Danny Ward, he is a liability in goal. He needs to get out of goal. If we don't play Iverson in the next game, if Rodgers in charge, God help us. It's Aston Villa next. We're dead bottom, like dead bottom. If we won today, we still would have been bottom of the table. So losing like that it's in my eyes, it's either sack Rodgers or we're looking closer and closer to championship at this rate.
I mean, you've got. We want to know what people's views are. Put in the comments below what you think today. Leicester players arguing with each other at the end there. You got Daniel Amati shouting at Maddison, Ward shouting at Amati because of the. We're still passing the ball around at the back. Oh. We're 4-2 down and we're passing the ball around at the back. Rodgers made the subs today, but he didn't. It's just so like for like changes. I mean, at one point, we went for three at the back, and the three at the back, we'd only got Johnny Evans as a centre back in the three.
Got Ndidi and Luke Thomas on the left centre back, and Ndidi as the right centre back. Again, neither of them are centre backs. And Ndidi gave a penalty away because he's not a centre back.
That was just frustration from Ndidi, wasn't it? He was fouling the guy off the pitch, comes in and just kicks the ball. It's woeful.
It is woeful. That's all you can say at the end of the day. Our owner needs to pull his finger out and he needs to sack Rodgers now. It's not, anyone can say it's not Rodgers' fault, this, that and the other. The players he is not managing that team. They were arguing, telling each other to F off on the pitch. You could clearly see that they were telling each other to F off and all effing and jeffing the whole game. A manager at half-time would go in and tell them, listen, lads, you're a team, play together. He's probably gone in and said absolutely nothing. He's probably said, well done on scoring. He's probably said nothing to change that game. And Brighton come out and score another 3 goals in the second half.
And let's not forget that Brighton had what we still say, this is why I hate VAR, Sam, because that was a perfectly good goal they had ruled off, wasn't it? It was a cracker of a goal. Yeah, they should have won 6-2.
People say that it was a good call because he was offside and whatnot, but it's a rubbish decision. He didn't touch the ball. It should have been 6-2. Feels the other way around. We would have been saying that should have stood for us. I'm not being funny. Just because Brighton scored, it doesn't mean we can go and say it doesn't count. It was a goal and, should have been 6-2 like you said today.
I mean, he made some changes. He brought Vardy on, took Nacho off. I'd have left Nacho on myself. I can't even say no plan B because I don't see Brendan Rodgers on the sideline giving much of a flying damn about anything. Sam.
Someone in the chat saying taking Barnes off Castagna was the best choice we could do. They go on and score 2 goals in the space of 10 minutes from it. It was an awful decision. We were playing decent with attacking players, and then we go back and say, okay, we'll go defend this 2-2 draw at 45 minutes to go, and we still let in, another 3 goals. Should have been another 4 goals today. It's shocking management overall. It's, you're gonna hear in his press conference, what's he gonna say to motivate the fans, the players? He's gonna say nothing today.
Well, I don't know. He'll probably try and say it was nice to see Daka score a goal and play quite well, but Daka didn't have. He did take the goal nicely.
He did what he had to do. It's what Vardy does. So fair play to Daka. I thought he looked like a decent player today. He did have the one chance and he put it away nicely. I agree with you when we brought Vardy on. Why you might as well leave Nacho on because Daka and Vardy are 2 similar players, and
we didn't play the ball over the top to them at all.
Don't play that ball.
We've got Vardy and Daka on, and we didn't. I think we got in the second half. I believe the stats were we touched the ball in their penalty box once, 1 touch.
Yeah, well, we played for defence. We had all defenders on. We had wing backs on. We played with 6 defenders on at the end of the game, and we're losing, and we still conceded. How do you play when over half your team is in the defence and we're still conceding goals left, right, and centre? It's poor. We played to hold on to the point, and we're still conceding 3-4 goals in the second half.
But he's put square pegs in round holes. He's got players playing in the wrong positions. He's got two centre halves, Kaglar Soyuncu and Vestergaard, not even in the squad. We've got Westphal, not even got a visa yet. We've got a head of recruitment, not at the club yet. We've got a set-piece tactics guy set up, but not got a visa. Brendan Rodgers is playing centre-backs as, central defensive midfielders with Ndidi as a centre-back. He's got Luke Thomas suddenly come out from the cold and playing left-back, centre-back. Castagna took out.
Same with Sumar coming in straight from nowhere to go into the team 3 games in a row. I'm not saying he's played bad, but Ndidi's not deserved to drop his normal position in my eyes. We've got a big enough team to play the players in the right position. I know that Vestergaard's not everyone's first choice to play at centre-back, but if that's all we've got, if Soyuncu's off doing whatever in Galatasaray, because rumour is he's going to go there, you play Vestergaard. It's just
Vestergaard. I agree. A lot of fans don't rate Vestergaard, but he is an international centre-back. He plays for Denmark. He's played in the Premier League. He knows. I don't get why he's not in the squad. I'm not here saying he's going to save it. I'm just saying I'd rather probably see Vestergaard in there than Amati or Ndidi at centre-back.
Yeah, I agree. We need to have a real freshener with that team. And I know that I'm not on about players coming in. I'm on about the mentality, because they're arguing with each other, left, right and centre. They're going to fall out of each other, and that you can't afford for players to fall out of each other, because we are going to get relegated at the moment the way we're playing. If the players don't gel together, God knows how much we can take this season.
Well, again, we're doing this one live. We hope you are putting your comments in there. It'd be interesting to hear what the fans are saying. I mean, if you want to know what sort of mess Leicester are in, with the last 10 minutes of that game, Brighton fans were ironically cheering when Danny Ward managed to kick it forward. They were clapping, they were olaying their team. The only thing I can say is today I found probably one of the most embarrassing things for a long time, although I can very quickly remember back to the Forest game, which was woefully worse than this. But there is no positives from today. There's nothing. And anybody who says, oh, Daka scored a goal is a positive. No. You've just lost 5-2, should have been 6, could have been 7, could have been 8-2. Sam, I don't think there's one positive from today.
There isn't one positive.
So if Rodgers finds one.
It was today, I said before the game, it's going to be a tougher game than Man United. And because just Brighton are on that real good form, they're going to score every chance they get, and they did pretty much. They put away. It'd be interesting how many shots they had on target, how many they scored, because it's probably as many as they got in the goal today. It's a tough one to take. As a Leicester fan, losing 5-2, when you know that this team got us top 5 twice and into a semi-final, was it even last season ago? It's what's happened? Why is it folding so much? And like I said, the players out there, they need to take responsibility. Rodgers needs to take responsibility. Everyone at the club needs to take responsibility of how shocking we're playing at the moment. It's not good enough as a Leicester fan. And, these players that are on ridiculous wages are going to go home today on a Sunday, wake up tomorrow morning with a paycheck through the door with the same $100,000 as they do every week.
I mean, it's relegation form, isn't it? Let's not mess around with this. We're in a relegation battle after 6 games. We've got 1 point out of 6 games. This is a relegation season.
I just want to say what we said before.
We need to stay up.
We sacked Ranieri when we were playing this bad. We sacked Shakespeare when playing this bad. We sacked Pure when we were probably playing better than I think we're playing.
We were 9th with Pure when he was sacked.
This is what I'm saying. I don't care how much money it's going to cost to sack Rodgers. The club and the owners have put that price on his head, and that's their fault. If they don't want to pay it, that's their problem. They need to pay it, otherwise we will be in the Championship next season. We need to bring in someone who can do a decent job as a manager. Rodgers has lost his,
I think he's lost the team.
He's lost everything, within the Leicester squad, and it needs a refresh to pull us back together. Anyone say it's not all down to Rodgers? It is down to Rodgers, because he's the man who's going to do the same thing in training. He's not going to do anything different for the Villa game in my eyes, and it's just going to be the same old if he's still the Leicester manager.
Well, Villa put in a pretty stern performance yesterday against Man City. They look like they're playing for Steven Gerrard. They're coming on Saturday to Leicester. Already not looking forward to that game at all. I don't know really where you go from this, Sam. Like you say, the players look, they're arguing.
Rodgers, that's where you go from this. Tomorrow morning, I expect to see, corner flag post and Rodgers sacked. There's no way to take this forward than to sack Rodgers. He can't turn this team around. It's obvious that the players don't want to play for him anymore.
Well, I don't think he wants to do it.
And he wants out. He wants his paycheck and to do one to the next club. He wants to go and hop onto the next bandwagon and say, I won them the FA Cup and whatnot. And he did, and I'm not saying it's all Rodgers' fault. He hasn't had the backing this window, which is fair enough. But like I said, the players he's got in top fifth. The only players we lost was Fofana and Casper, and Fofana was out for a lot of the times. We did well. He only played 50 games for us in the space of the past 3 seasons where we did well. So, I mean, Casper was a big drop. Danny Ward is a joke. He's a clown of a keeper. He shouldn't be in that team. He's playing with no arms. He can't save anything. He's just standing there. Makes himself small when the ball's there.
He was turning his
head.
face. He was turning away from it. He made one save. One of his few saves he made was when he turned his head and hit his hand. He didn't know what he was doing.
No, and now we're stuck with him for the rest of the season until at least January.
Well, I think he's got to be dropped. I think he's got to have Iverson.
We've got to play
and that's not going to fix it.
No, it won't fix it, but he needs to be dropped. He was effing at the players. He told him, did he, to F off when he had the ball clear as day. He should have just booted it out, and he's there dicking around with it, and he's had it in his feet. Their player took it off him, Welbeck, and he hit the roof of the net. If it went in, it goes in, but Danny Ward's blaming Ndidi for that, but it's 100% Danny Ward's fault. You watch it again, you just see him, he's got so much time on the ball, and he's just messing around with it. He did that so much today.
It's for me, it's chaos. Everything to do with the club is chaos at the moment. Like I say, even Wes Fowl, it just goes from one thing to the next. You've signed a centre-back to replace... We all knew we were selling Wes Fofana for weeks.
Yeah.
We've signed a centre-back and he hasn't got a visa in time. It just is beyond... I mean, that's just one of the multiple things. Listen, thanks, Sam, for joining us. Tomorrow night, live at 7:30, I'm going to get as many of your views on camera as we can, either in the comments or click on the link. We're going to get as many fans on at 7:30 tomorrow because I know everybody's going to want to talk. We may be talking about who's going to be the next manager. We may be talking about... I'd be amazed if Rodgers is still in position by the Villa game.
I don't know why he's not been sacked. Yeah, I said after the Man U game he should be sacked the next day. I don't know why we're waiting so long to sack him.
Something's got to change.
It can't be... I know the money situation, whatever balancing the books means and whatnot, but you don't give Rodgers this buyout clause or this, if you sack him, you have to pay him 10, 20, 30 million pounds if you can't afford it. You don't offer that to a manager if we cannot afford it.
Listen, Sam, thanks for joining us. Don't forget, join me live 7:30 tomorrow night. It's going to be a massive one with so many views, so many comments. I just want to end by saying I feel sorry for all the Leicester fans. Clearly, we haven't gone today. Reed is down there. I know Ross is down there. There'll be so many Leicester fans gone down there. I feel sorry for them because, again, there's just nothing positive to take from today's performance. What a long way to go to see that lacklustre, disorganised, argumentative, chaotic bunch of mess. From me, Phil, Leicester Fan TV, and Sam, we'll see you tomorrow night live, Monday night, 7:30, for all your views and comments. Cheers.